Okay, today we're going to learn how to thread the baby lock machine. You're going to start with your spool of thread, and you're going to place it on the top spool pin here. Take off the cap and place the spool of thread onto the spool pin. Replace the cap, making sure that your spool of thread is going freely. Next, you're going to follow all the thread guides. If you can count, you can thread this machine because it's very user-friendly and it has numbers to follow. So you're going to start with number 1, go through the first thread guide, which is this little metal piece right here. You're going to grasp your thread between your two hands and just kind of click this in place. Like that, you can hear it click, and now it's in that thread guide. Now you're going to go around number 2. Don't follow number 2 to wind your bobbin. Make sure you're going the outside direction to thread the machine. There's a little piece of plastic, kind of a square edge right here, that you're going to just go around that, number 2, and then follow the thread guides numbered all the way down. So here's number 2. Number 3 we're going to find down here, this curved arrow, number 3. That means we're going to take our thread and go around it. Now up to number 4, if you can see this. Number 4 has an arrow that's telling you to go around this little metal thread guide. It's kind of like got a little hook like a finger. You're going to, go around this way, put your thread in it, around that little metal piece, then come down. Number 5 is just through this thread guide right here. And number 6, let's see if I can get a good shot of number 6 here. Number 6 is your little thread guide right above your needle. It's a little finger that kind of sits out like this, and you're going to just place your thread behind that finger, and you kind of have to click it into place there. Okay, so now there is your thread ready to go into your needle. Now, if you look, the needle is not in center with the presser foot. Again, whenever we thread this machine, we want to place the preset dial to number 2, which then moves the needle position into the middle position. So now we're ready to thread that needle. This is sometimes the most difficult part of threading the machine, is getting that thread in the needle. What I like to do is cut the thread on the end and get a really clean cut. Moisten it by putting it in your mouth a little bit so that it doesn't have any frayed edges. And now, if you can see, you're just going to put that right through the eye of the needle and pull on that. So now your top is completely threaded. Okay, next we're going to thread the bobbin. Okay, so next we're going to thread the bottom part of the machine, which is called the bobbin. So by now we've already wound the bobbin. This is the bobbin, and it goes in the bottom part of the machine. So we've wound it, meaning we have thread on it, and we're ready to place it in the bottom part of the machine. So for this machine, it has a bobbin case here, a cover, and you can open it by releasing that little lever, and this will just come off. This is a very important piece. We do not want to lose this, and I'm afraid if we don't take good care of it, we'll lose them. So make sure you just place it right here to the side. Don't ever let it go very far, because we're going to put it right back on. Now, bobbins can be tricky if you don't put them in correctly. You want to make sure that the thread comes off in the right direction. So when looking at the bobbin, you can either have it coming off the top onto the left, like a P, or you can have it coming off the top, if you turn it, to the right, like a 9. If you can see that. Okay, for these machines, this machine wants it to come off like a P. So the thread is going to come off the top of your bobbin to the left like a P. And you're going to just place it right in the little slot, like that. And then again, it's very user-friendly. You're just going to follow the arrows, bring it to around this little plastic piece, and where there's a hole, a little slot for the thread to go, you're just going to let it follow along, bring it up and around this place where the arrow, and then if you can see, there's a little blade right there that you're going to let it cut the thread. So now it's all ready to go. You're going to replace your cover there, and you are ready to sew. You have now threaded your machine.